Hey folks, welcome back to the Three Stooges review. This time it's the 25th film that the Stooges did with Columbia, and it's called Cash and Carry, and it is awesome.
It was directed by Del Lord, written by Clyde Bruckman and Elwood Ullman. If you had told me, well actually somebody did tell us in the comments of our last video, Metal Dam 78 mentioned Cash and Carry, mentioned that it was a really good one, and I kind of had my doubts. I mean, can you believe we've been watching the Stooges for years and years and years, and thought that this was just another random...
Yeah, I didn't know what I was in for.
There's no reason to even go over the scorecard because it's threes all the way across. You can't... I wish I could give fours, is what I'm saying. Yeah. This film is spectacular.
No, it's not... I know where you're going. It's not the Stooges, it's an awesome film. It's just...
It's a great piece of work.
Yeah.
We give it 3 for slapstick. The slapstick is pretty routine stuff up until about the halfway mark, and then it just goes into high gear, and it's absolutely non-stop hilarious. There is so much... This film is so fun, it's ridiculous.
If you haven't seen this in a while, you gotta see it.
Dialogue, a 3. This also ties into plot. All the dialogue is both funny and it drives the story. One of the categories we haven't been talking about much is unintentional comedy, and that's one of the only places this film doesn't score, because aside from one brief moment where you can tell it's a stunt double in for Moe, there's nothing out of place in this film, and so I'm just mentioning the unintentional. You know, it's a shame that this doesn't get an extra point for unintentional, because that would just boost the score up.
For sure.
The plot absolutely gets a 3. Here, the Stooges are swindled into buying a map for buried treasure, and their motivation for buying this map is to help a small boy get money for an operation. The thing is that their hunt for this treasure leads them to the National Treasury. They don't know it's the Treasury, so they're effectively robbing the bank even though they don't even realize it. A little bit convoluted, probably doesn't sound... I'm probably not doing it justice by explaining it, but this is the best Stooge film to date. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I gave the plot a 3 as well.
The supporting cast gets a 3. I would say that the supporting cast doesn't do anything big and over the top, but they're very good.
Yeah.
There isn't anything that's wrong with this film. That's the thing.
All the Three Stooges get a 3. We don't have like a bunch of silly antics going on. We have...
There's too much story.
Right, a straightforward
going on
a straightforward
to
story.
need any of that, and that's what's absolutely awesome about this film. I wish I could give them 4s. I wish I could give this whole film 4s. This score, Pretty Girls gets a 2 from me because there's one girl in it, and you know she doesn't do anything for me, but she's a pretty girl.
Whatever. 1 for me. Pretty Girls.
So I score this a 23.
I scored 22.
And I really wish that I could score this like a 50. This is...
Yeah. But we can't change the scorecard. The scorecard is what it is. We can only give it what we can give it. We can't give it an unintentional. We can't give it Pretty Girls. So we don't have the highest score we could possibly give it. But we have it as high as we can go without the other 2 categories. That's all we can do.
The thing is, this one's... your average score of 23, 24, 22, 23, 24, this one is like... It's almost like, oh, gee, I have to create a new category for extra strength 23, 24. But anyway, the point is, there are some things I do want to talk about. First of all, the editing is really good in this film. The direction is very solid and gives the editors all the right footage rather than the editors trying to make this work.
Right. That's... Because that happens. That happens in some Stooge stuff, and... You know, it happens in films in general.
Yeah. There's something that, for lack of a better explanation, I'll call the wall gag, where Moe is on one side of the wall and Curly and Larry are on the other. And this will be seen over and over again. Here in Cash and Carry marks the first time that we'll see this. So to see this done, and oh, is it funny?
It is.
It's a riot. It's absolutely hilarious.
Not to mention that the Stooges somehow, or whoever works with the Stooges or for the Stooges or gets this stuff done with the Stooges, they got them a set that they could absolutely destroy. And that is something, you know, I mean, this set is for this story and this plot, and you can tell. So now, so we have Moe, Larry, and Curly doing something, trying to achieve a goal, whether it's get Moe out of the wall or, you know, break into the bank. The point is that everyone's doing something, and that's really cool. We don't have anybody standing around, and we don't have any nonsense comedy filler.
The film is so good that it's over before you know it. The end is not, there's no punchline. It is a satisfactory ending.
I was gonna say.
And I guess that they were so confident in the story that they said, well, we've got a satisfactory ending. We don't need a punchline.
Well, the Stooges get to hang out with the president for a while. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, is that a
that's-
punchline? I mean, somebody's kind of like sitting in for Roosevelt. You know, we've seen this one countless times on television.
I didn't know it topped the list.
I had no idea that this would, I would never, I can't believe how good this film is. Until we decided to do this review thing, I can't believe we never noticed that this is a phenomenal piece of work. This is a great short film. It's as simple as that. I never would have put this film on a pedestal. This film comes along and kind of suggests that my entire rating system is all wrong because it doesn't
Flawed.
give any way. Yeah, it's flawed because it doesn't give any indication that this film belongs on a pedestal as a watermark for
What the Stooges can do when
what-
they have a story and a plot, and
Yeah.
you know, not.
I mean, you know, I guess we'll just wrap it up with that. I mean, we could go, I mean,
Yeah, this one's so good that it can be talked about.
we could talk about how good this one is forever because because again, what's important here to realize is that this isn't like a really funny Stooge film.
And you know
This
what?
is literally a great short film from the era. Okay, so our next review is going to be Playing the Ponies. That'll be the 26th film that the Three Stooges made with Columbia Pictures. Tune in for that one.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody who's supporting and rating and giving us comments.
Yeah,
We
we're getting a
appreciate
lot
it.
of good feedback now.
We're having fun with
It's
it,
a lot
and we
of
hope you
fun.
are too. You know, we want to hear what everybody has to say about this one. This was a
Yeah,
good. Chime in there and
rate,
give us
comment,
yeah.
subscribe. You know, give us some love. Blah blah blah. I cannot believe how good this film is. I guess really what I can't believe is that I never noticed that this one stands head and shoulders above even the best films that the Stooges have done. This is again, I've said it 3 times, but whatever. I'll edit it. Whatever. This is a great film from the era.
And the interesting thing is that we've been watching the Stooges forever, and Cash and Carry didn't. I'm selling the Stooges with this one.
I mean, you can't. Yeah. I mean, again, this isn't.
I don't care how the Stooges are this, the Stooges are somebody could tell you, the Stooges are this, they're not funny, they're this, they're goofy, they're dumb. You give them this, and they're gonna see they're gonna see the Stooges in a light that they never even imagined the Stooges being or doing or whatever it is. Their imagination of the Stooges. Because a lot of people who don't like the Stooges, they're not watching the Stooges and saying, I don't like this part, I don't like that. They don't know what they don't like about it. They're goofballs. Okay, fine. This isn't like that at all. You would give this to them and they'd go, I didn't think the Stooges were like this. And I'm glad, because this one's awesome. I'd sell the Stooges with it.
I would sell this film. I go further though. I would sell this film as a representation of filmmaking of the 1930s, the late 30s. This is fantastic short film from start to finish for every single reason that you can. If you notice, the rating system that I created is trying to rate it based on its integrity as a film, not its integrity as a Stooge product. So anyway, this film hits all of those marks with flying colors.
Yeah.
The one thing that I wanted to make sure we got to was the fact that this film is shot on locations when necessary, dealing with complicated sets that are specifically designed apparently for the gags and instances that take place in this
We got
film.
props. We got
There is nothing negative about this film.
All right. So you know what? See you next time on the Three Stooge review, and come back because we'll be waiting for you.